Welcome back. This 9:15 in the morning of a Tuesday morning, a rainy Tuesday morning, coming to you live from the Salam Media Studios from Johannesburg. Now we're moving on to the more subtle matters in terms of the Joe Slovo commemoration. It is the 30th annual commemoration, and joining me on this is a spokesperson of the SACP, Mr. Alex Mashilo. Mr. Alex, thank you for your time and welcome to Salam Media. Right, so we'll be trying to connect with Mr. Alex Mashilo. On that, we'll just look back into the show. Previously, we was just speaking about the road safety.
I am with you.
All right, there you are. Thank you very much. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning to you and to the listeners.
Right, so Mr. Compliments in the new year. Most definitely, it is a very good time to start off our plans for the year of 2025. And very interesting that we start by discussing the 30th annual commemoration of Mr. Joe Slovo. If you can just take us through, obviously the legacy. We can't speak about his legacy in one sitting, but just summarize for us what it means to commemorate Mr. Joe Slovo in the broad spectrum of the South African politics.
Yeah, we use the annual Joe Slovo commemoration ceremony to look back where we come from, focusing among others on our struggle for liberation, the struggle that gave us the democratic dispensation we have today. The struggle that also gave us what millions of our people realized after the transition in 1994. We also used the opportunity to reflect on the challenges at hand.
No, that's obviously when you look back into his legacy, then you'll see about the resilience and especially fighting for the voiceless and being the voice for the voiceless, and especially regarding how the move had went into the 1994 elections and what we have today. Now, more so regarding the commemoration itself, the event itself, if you can just give us more information for those people who are really interested in joining and seeing how they can come through, when it will be taking place and where.
We held the commemoration yesterday in Soweto at Avalon Cemetery. The SACP General Secretary Solima Pilot presented the keynote address. President Cyril Ramaphosa, on behalf of the ANC, delivered a message of support. The COSATU Second Deputy President delivered the Federation's message of support. His name is Duncan Luvuno, while SANCO President Richard Shop has delivered SANCO's message of support. We also had the ambassador of Palestine delivering a briefing about the situation in Palestine, which as the SACP we characterized as a genocidal situation by an Israeli apartheid settler regime exterminating the Palestinian people, occupying the Palestinian people's land, eyeing at this moment, sorry, my apologies, eyeing the gas resources potentially explored offshore between Palestine and Egypt.
No, most definitely, it was my mistake there. I thought it was on 9th, but I see it has already passed. And interestingly enough, you mentioned that obviously the current president of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, was also present. And one of the points that he was urging was there to be the commemoration to be seen as a way of coming together, especially in the GNU situation that we are facing right now, and trying to put aside the differences and moving forward on something which on the common grounds. Now, going forward, obviously, we've seen a lot of opposition coming from the SACP regarding the whole situation. But how can we now bridge a connection, a bridge, a bond between the SACP and the ANC going forward and making things much palatable for all of us?
We just need more conversation with the ANC, but because we are not the only partners in the alliance, we need more conversations within the alliance, particularly if we are to move forward in a common way. We need extensive alliance consultative processes. Those processes give play to internal participatory democracy within the alliance, so that when we say something is a common way forward, it really is. For example, we went out to campaign for the ANC, ourselves being members of the ANC, but an ally of the ANC in our capacity as an independent organization. If you look at the manifesto that we took door to door, there is a theme there, and this theme doesn't appear for the first time. So it is edited. Now, that theme said, let's do more together. In the past, it said, together we can do more. Now, when we say let's do more together, we mean that after the elections, exactly we move forward together. But there was a problem following the 2024 elections, breaking ranks with that theme, in the sense that we did not engage opposition parties, ourselves as the alliance working together. We were not there, especially the working class component of the alliance. So the negotiations that took place with other parties excluded the participation of organized working class formations of the alliance. Even the statement of intent that was signed excluded input from organized working class formations of the alliance. And the moment this exclusion took effect, even if you say what you have is a government of national unity, in fact it is not, because you followed an exclusionary road to arrive at it. Those who you excluded are also excluded in what you call national unity, because they could have participated, like Joe Slovo participated in CODESA, Conference for Democratic South Africa. He was a lead negotiator for the SACP, working together, among others, with the current president of the republic, who was a key negotiator for the ANC. And then that project culminated in the first government of national unity, in which the ANC had 50%. Why didn't we take our cue from there? Because the SACP was represented in the negotiations. The working class were represented in the negotiations. This time around, there was an exclusion. And that exclusion caused the problem that you talk about.
No, 100%. And it's also, it's a point of, for us to realize...
And if I may say something.
Yes,
when
there
is strength in working together. You see, at CODESA, former President Thabo Mbeki came with the idea of later called the sunset clause. But the idea was not put forward in the alliance consultative or the ANC's own formal consultative process. Now, when it reached Joe Slovo, he was the first to examine it and then to put it forward formally for consultation among our representatives. It was after they discussed it that it resulted in the deadlock that was there being broken. So it broke the deadlock, giving us the transition we had, with the understanding that that transition was not an end in itself, but it was a means to an end. Once you have an elected government and you are leading it, you could make use of your authority in government to make changes and still proceed with the revolution. Now, this time around, that opportunity didn't arise.
Mm.
Yeah.
100%. So I think we just need to, again, like you mentioned, we need to try to work together and forge that connection and communication, most importantly, and seeing how we can work together for a better future for South Africa. Once again, that's Mr. Alex Mashilo, the spokesperson of SACP, looking at the recent commemoration of Joe Slovo, which took place yesterday, and how that actually helped us to see the bigger picture of the South African politics and how we can carry on. Mr. Mashilo, thank you very much for your time, and we really hope to see better communication streams coming through in the year of 2025 so that the politics in South Africa can actually be shaped for the better and for the people.
Thank you so much. Greetings.
Good day. That's Mr. Alex Mashilo, the spokesperson of SACP, speaking about the Joe Slovo commemoration, which took place yesterday in Avalon Cemetery in Soweto. So let's take a quick break, and thereafter we'll be now moving on to the looking back at 2024 politics for South Africa, and on there I'll be joined by Sandile Swana.